This is Abby Lynn, and her story could genuinely be a movie. Let me tell you about it. Hey, I'm Coach Jackie with all your women's sports stories, and I just love this one. I could tell you who Abby is and what she's doing now, but that's kind of a spoiler for our movie, so I'm gonna start back when she was a kid. Abby grew up in Tennessee, and her dad was from the north, so she grew up watching hockey. When her little brother was 4, he started playing hockey, and when Abby started going to his games, she was like, oh my god, this is awesome, I want to play too, and so she started playing. Of course, there weren't any youth girls teams for her to play on in the South, so she just started playing with the boys. She loved hockey, and she played it all the way from her childhood into high school. In her junior year, she found a girls team in her area, and she was so excited and joined and finally got to play with other girls. When it was time for Abby to start applying to college, she knew that D1 hockey was just not realistic for her. She had started playing seriously in her junior year of high school. She also knew that D2 and D3 schools didn't necessarily have her major, so she put hockey aside for a second and decided to go to Auburn University for school. But Abby wasn't ready to completely leave hockey behind, so before she even stepped foot on campus, she started doing research into how she could keep playing. She found there was a men's club ice hockey team, but there wasn't a women's club. So to 18-year-old Abby, who hadn't even started at Auburn yet, it was clear what she had to do.
Well, I'll just make my own team, like a women's team.
But how do you even make a team from scratch? Well, first, you have to get players.
Honestly, that was the easy part. I just started posting in Facebook groups and was like, hey, I'm gonna make a hockey team. I had 10 people by the end of 1 week.
Okay, that's good. Now you need a coach. And that part was pretty easy too, because the guy who runs the pro shop at the ice rink nearest to Auburn found out Abby was doing this, DM'd her and said, hey, if you need any help, let me know. And she was like, hey, we actually do need help. If you want to be our coach, that would be great. And he said, okay. The next step would be to start practicing, but what I haven't told you yet is that Abby started college in 2020. It was COVID. The ice rink was closed. Nobody was doing anything. That first year was mostly organizing. In her sophomore year, Abby's parents bought the team some sticks, and they just started to play outside.
We would just go out to my apartment parking lot and just stick handle in the parking lot.
Eventually, the ice opened, and they were able to start playing on the ice and practicing, but there was still one obvious question.
Now who are we gonna play?
There really weren't any other teams. There are college hockey club leagues in the US, but they don't really extend into the South, and also they're playing at a level that is much higher than a team that just started a year ago. So what's Abby gonna do? She's gonna make it herself. She joined a bunch of the school groups of other SEC schools and was like, hey, I started a women's club ice hockey team at Auburn. If you want to start a team, let me know. I'll help you. Let's do this. And she got one real response from a Georgia student named Hannah who said, oh my god, I also just started a club women's ice hockey team. We also have no one to play against. Do you guys want to play against us?
We ended up playing Georgia the whole season of our inaugural season.
Games were exciting, evenly matched, and most importantly, these women who play college ice hockey in the South were finding community together.
We were taking group pictures after every game, getting each other's numbers, getting dinner together.
Eventually, someone on the Georgia team had a connection with College Hockey South, or CHS, which is the league for club men's ice hockey teams. She reached out and said, hey, we've got these 2 women's teams. I think there's more. We'd love to start a women's league with College Hockey South. And they immediately were like, yes, let's do it. There were 3 teams in Florida that didn't know there were other Southern hockey teams. A South Carolina student was starting her own team, and they helped her with that. So the first ever league started with just 6 teams. This year is Abby's final and 5th year at Auburn, and now there are 10 teams in the CHS women's division. Now, every semester, the Auburn women's ice hockey team puts on the Girls Try Hockey for Free program, where about 60 girls in the local community can come and learn from the team and look up to them.
I wish I had that as a kid. They see us in our Auburn jerseys, and they're like, oh, I could go play at Auburn.
Abby didn't have it when she was little, so she just created it. And at her senior night a couple weeks ago, all that hard work from Abby was officially acknowledged forever because her coach had planned to surprise her by retiring her jersey.
In honor and recognition of your impact on our team and women's hockey in the South, and with great pride that we announce the number 14 jersey will never be worn again by an Auburn women's hockey player. This is great as a testament to your
When I spoke with Abby, she made 2 things really clear. One, she didn't do this by herself, she had lots of help, and that there are a whole bunch of other people that are doing this similar work at their schools. And 2, awareness is so important. Young girls need to know these programs exist, these teams exist, this future for them exists. Auburn's trying to get an ice rink on campus right now, and one day they might have a D1 women's hockey team. And Abby's number will hang in that rink on campus with that team forever. And she did that for her.
When I started this, I could never have pictured this. This was not in my wildest dreams.
I love women's sports.